this is from Food and Wine Magazine, which I fucking love Food and Wine Magazine. It's such an awesome resource. It's so great. It's
beautiful photography.
Beautiful photography, but their wine information is really good, and I feel like it's not so pretentious as to make it inaccessible, which is what I hate. So I pulled a bunch of information about her favorite varietal, which is Montepulciano.
Montepulciano.
So Montepulciano wine is a typically red wine crafted from the grape variety of the same name, though it also makes excellent rosé. And I don't think I have ever had a Montepulciano rosé, and now I'm dying to try one. It is most frequently associated with Montepulciano di Abruzzo, which is grown in Abruzzo in east central Italy. And there are examples that are meant to age. So the Montepulciano di Abruzzo Reserva from Caroso is a delicious and cellar-worthy example of a typical varietal that's meant to age. But most of them are so good young, which sounds really gross, but we're talking about wine grapes and aging. Okay, so calm down. That there's generally no need to wait for Montepulciano to age. Like, you don't have to age it to experience all of its depth and complexity, which I think is so cool because I have ADHD and I am not going to just sit on my hands and not drink that bottle of wine for fucking 5 to 10 years because it might taste better.
She's ready to go.
She's ready to go. Okay, so it's grown in a lot of different regions of Italy, but outside of Italy, Montepulciano as a grape does really well in Texas for that dry, sandy, like it does really well in this kind of dry, sandy soil. Australia, It does really well. But the vast majority that you're likely to find are from Abruzzo. Like that's the classic. Montepulciano tends to produce wines that shine in their youth. Like I said, just like us, we're now old and gross.
Not shiny.
Yep. It has a nice tannic structure and it's, occasionally a little bit aggressive. It's not super overwhelming with tannins, so you're not going to be like blasted in the mouth. It doesn't tend to require any like that's why it doesn't need a whole lot of aging to like reach its peak and then mellow out. It's really easy to drink, and it can be one of the most affordable, like quote unquote fancy Italian reds that you can get. You can often find phenomenal bottles of this wine for less than $20. I'm going to feature a couple different bottles in this segment. One of them will be our like main feature for the day, and that one retails at $15. And if you show up to a dinner party with a fucking sleek and sexy Montepulciano di Abruzzo and you practice saying it, you'll get your hog cranked. People will be so impressed.
They'll be like, I didn't know you were Italian.
I didn't know you were an Italian sommelier. Yeah. Bitch, I have many hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
So this is
I'm a wine ecologist.
I am a wine ecologist. I love my wine ecologist sign. Where
Me
is
too.
That? It's somewhere in my office. But another fun thing about this wine, especially to bring to like a gathering or a dinner, is that it's so pairable. It's not a super robust or like full-bodied red. It has a slightly more delicate palate, but it can still hold its own against some really delicious and like fatty foods. So pizza with like all the toppings, or just a good cheese pizza. You could do pepperoni.
Go Italy, a margarita.
Yeah, it'll hold up.
Pizza.
It also pairs really well with pasta. And they specifically like the cheesy pasta. So like a really good Alfredo.
Babe.
It's really good with. Yeah. But it can also pair beautifully with a marinara. Like it has that nice balance of acidity, so it can stand up to the acid of tomatoes. But then that acidity also lets you cut the fattiness of cheese. It's like such a versatile, cool fucking wine.
Cool.
So put together a platter of prosciutto, Asiago cheese, Parmesan cheese, or mozzarella, or all of the above. Get like a nice stanky Gouda in there, bread, olive oil, and a Montepulciano. You're fucking done. Date night, check. Watching The Traitors alone in your pajamas, check. Okay? Mm-hmm. It is recommended that you chill the bottle a little bit. This tastes like really good at, I'd say, just around that like 50 degree
cooler
spot.
Than room temp.
No, cooler than room temp, but like cellar temp in that like 50 degree zone. You're going to get dark cherry, plum, berry notes, like that delicate acidity, some tannins. As it ages, it will get a little bit more savory if you choose to age it. So that might bring out some herbal notes, some olive notes, some leathery notes. But like, it's just a really approachable fruit and food friendly wine. It's delicious.
Dang.
So some of the wines that you could check out, the Cataldi Madonna. This is an over 100-year-old producer. So they have been making this shit in Italy for fucking literally over a century now. Ciavolich. This is family owned since 1853.
Chavolik.
Ciavolich.
I don't know.
I'm not sure how to pronounce it either, but they are like well known for their Montepulciano di Abruzzo. Dutchman Family Winery makes a great Montepulciano, and this is a Texas winery. So it says Texas may be a long way from Italy, but you wouldn't know it from the excellent Montepulciano produced by winemaker Dave Riley, which tends to lean in the direction of brambly berries and plums cut through with a seam of spice. That sounds so fucking good. And then the one that I am officially pairing for Wine Wednesday because it's so good and it's so affordable. Probably it's also affordable because it's technically a blend, but it still really ticks all the Montepulciano boxes, I promise you. This is the Saldini Pilastri, and this estate has been run by the same family for like thousands of years, which is wild.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and they haven't been making wine necessarily for thousands of years, like on that property, but it like runs in their family. And they do a Rosso Piceno, which is 20% Montepulciano, and then the rest is Sangiovese, which is another one of my favorite varietals. So that's probably why I'm shoving this down your literal throat. This is aged for 4 months in French oak. And then you get that really beautiful cherry hint of flower, and it retails for less than $15 fucking dollars, y'all.
Ooh, that is gals approved.
Gals approved.
Don't give a shit what it tastes like. That is gals approved.
Is it drinkable and does it get you buzzed? Cool. And it's $15 or less.
Approved.
Fucking cheers to that. But like I said, I'm not actually drinking. This is a fever, what's it called? Fever Tree sparkling pink grapefruit soda.
Ooh, well, I have an alcoholic drink. I got a High Noon vodka soda watermelon.
Yum.
Question for you before we pop.
Yeah, babe.
Are blends generally less expensive than like a straight up like one varietal, like a purebred, like a dog, you know?
It entirely depends on what the blend is. So Montepulciano is already not a very expensive grape, it sounds like, as we've gone over. But if you're dealing with like a predominant higher end grape, then it would be more expensive to get the purebred, all that one expensive grape than if you got a blend with that grape maybe being like the feature and then some other comparable and collaborative grapes thrown in there that are less expensive.
Okay.
Because some of the grapes just need so much care and so much, like, so many specific, perfect circumstances for them to thrive that wines that need that kind of grape are gonna be more expensive.
For a future
and the farther that they're
wine,
shipping from.
For a future wine pairing, I would be really interested to know like what varietals are more expensive and like what kinds of blends.
Yes, let's do it.
Because wine prices vary so widely.
They do.
And we've all heard those like anecdotes about like, you know, at blind sommelier taste testing, like cheaper, like $25 bottles test higher like quality and taste than like
a lot of
$200 bottles.
A lot of the price is similar to like designer shit. If the winery is super well known and fancy, how long maybe they've been aging it and the process of that aging, how long it's like what the vintage is, what year it is, you know, there are so many different factors. Like if there was a specific winery that had an absolutely fucking phenomenal like agricultural year and made some of the best Nebbiolo they've ever fucking produced in their life, you know, you could be looking at a $300 bottle, especially if that bottle is from like 75 years ago or whatever. It's like it's there's so much shit that factors in. The varietal alone is definitely not the deciding factor. It can hinge on so much stuff. But we can definitely use a wine segment to dive a little deeper into like wine pricing.
That's
and
fascinating
why the
to
fuck
me.
they do that.
Yeah, because it
Let's do
varies
it.
so widely, and like it seems to be, yeah, like you said, based on so many different factors, but also some of those factors are really fucking stupid and like volatile.
And so much is arbitrary bullshit. And I mean, look at the fucking stock market. Like one person saying, you know, this specific thing is going to be a huge hit. Everybody should buy into this specific thing. Like there's that kind of influence and reach in the wine world among wine professionals and sommeliers where like if they put their stamp of approval on it and call it the next great, you know, great old world wine or whatever, that alone can fucking make the price go up because then everybody wants it. The demand's up.
Ridiculous.
It's a pain in the ass. But anyway, I'm not drinking any fucking wine today, so me and my Grimace cup are just gonna fucking
Well, I'm going
know.
to crack my high noon, so that'll be our
Do
sound
it.
effect. Here we go.
Ooh!
Got on my glasses.
Oh, a squirty crack.
It got on my glasses.
She's a spitter.
Yeah, just a little drop. Anyway, nice crack. Cheers.
Nice crack. Cheers to you too, my love. Well, I sure hope you liked that clip. If you did like that clip, make sure you are subscribing to our YouTube channel, leaving us a nice review, and joining us on Patreon for even more video content, audio content, salacious content all around. Come join us. Treat yourself.